Look, I'm gonna tell you guys this so you stop wasting your time. The way that you know if your crush likes you is you won't be confused if they like you or not. Now, why do I say this? Like when we first start talking to somebody, or you may have been talking to somebody for a week or two now, and we start to get those thoughts in our head, and we're like, oh, I wonder if this person likes me for me, or does this person actually like me? Do they like spending time with me? Do they like talking to me? Blah blah blah, right? You only know if they really like you is like you won't be confused. And the reason I say this is because like love is supposed to be a genuine thing, right? So you can just tell when somebody's being genuine to you. You can tell when somebody's doing something because they actually cared about you or your well-being. Think of this, like you know how you could be just in the middle of something and then your mom or your dad or somebody you care about, your friend or family, would just call you out of nowhere and they'll be like, "Man, I was just checking up on you. Hope you're doing well." Blah blah blah. Like after those phone calls, you could tell it's just a genuine feeling. You could tell that that person, like really cares about you. When you're in, a relationship or when you're in a talking stage or something like that, it's gonna feel the same way. Like it's not gonna feel forced. You may have been in a situation where you feel like you are forced to talk to this person. You may feel like, man, if I don't reach out to this person, oh, she'll never text me back. Or, the other way around. If I reach out to this person, oh, this dude will never text me back. The reason, like, you will know if your crush likes you is you won't even have doubts that they don't like you at all because of how they act or their actions, right? You can just tell how a person cares about you just by their actions. If their actions are not leading up to what they say or what they said they're gonna do to you, or what I'm saying, if they say we're gonna hang out on this day and then it doesn't work out or they don't try to plan it, then it's just something that you should just take note of. Like, oh, maybe this person is not really feeling me for real, or you know. And I made a video on this is to not get too attached on people. Don't get too attached on certain situations or things because like I said, people change all the time. We may have liked somebody one day and then we're not really feeling them anymore. We might, talk to somebody else, or we might have stuff going on in our life that we have to change, or, it's a whole list of things. People's lives are not the way they want it to be. So, they got to focus on that more than the actual relationship, right? So back of the main point, you won't be confused if somebody likes you or not. And you may have done it unconsciously, right? Somebody may have liked you, but you didn't put too much effort into that person because you wasn't really feeling that person, or you just weren't in the right place in your life, or like I said, it's just a whole list of things. You may have been, depressed or something like that. You treat people a certain way when you're not really feeling them, and like I said, it may have been unconscious, like you don't know that you're doing it willingly. But a lot of the time people know that they don't like certain people, or they know, like everybody, we put people in categories, like believe it or not, we do. Like we have certain people we want to talk to, we have certain people we don't really care about, we have certain people, we just hang out with them, and it's just how it is. People put people in categories, and if you're not in a certain category, you're gonna, you can tell, like, you can tell, oh, this person doesn't want to talk to me, or, and look at this. This is another tip. If they can go like, let's say they go a whole day without talking to you at all, bro. If that person, if you really like somebody, you're not gonna go a whole day without talking to them. Even if it's like a short message, or even if it's like, yo, hope your day is going well, like, what I'm saying, reach out if you need anything. You're not gonna go 1, 2, 3 days without talking to somebody that you actually like, right? So just take a note of that. Take a note of the small things that that person is doing. Oh, or did they call you today? Or did they say certain things like, "I hope you have a good day," or did they even reach out at all? Or what I'm saying, did they even like see how your day was? Like it's just certain things, bro. If you really like somebody, you're gonna care about how they're doing. You're gonna care about what they did today. It's just little stuff, bro. Did you eat today? Or what I'm saying? Did you get your stuff done today? How was work? How was school? Like it's just little things, bro. Even if you don't talk for 2 to 3, 4, 5 hours, because people love being on the phone, right? Even if it's just a little like short text, bro. You know, it's just you're thinking of that person. So just keep that in mind, like whenever you are in a talking stage, or if your crush likes you or not. It's just the small things you should really be worried about. What else, man? It's just little things, because relationships are not always gonna work out. So even if it doesn't work out, don't stress too much about it. It's just like I said, people change. Maybe it just didn't work out for them. All I can say is just to move on and, just look for somebody else, but don't rush into a relationship, because if you just rush into a relationship, and you gotta notice like certain red flags with people too. A lot of people, they've just gotten into like a breakup or whatnot, so they try to rush into another relationship to forget about their past person, right? You got to be careful of certain red flags of that, because damaged people like to hurt other people for some reason, man. A lot of people don't like to heal because they try to forget about whatever trauma they're going through, or certain things that's happening to them. Be careful of these things, because you don't want to try and save somebody, right? You want to try to save people who don't want to be saved, because at the end of the day, you're just going to hurt yourself, and it's going to turn you into a person that you didn't know that you'd become, or a person that you didn't want to become. So don't try to save somebody you think deserves to be saving, because at the end of the day, you deserve somebody who's going to reciprocate like what you're giving to them, or you deserve somebody who's going to help you grow and all this other stuff. You don't want to be with somebody who's putting you down, or you don't want to be with somebody you gotta, try and change for you. Like, there's no point, because it's never going to happen. People are not perfect, so speaking of that, people are not perfect, right? So a lot of people, they're looking for like this perfect person to, like, for a relationship, right? And it's like, you're never, no matter what you do, you're never gonna find that in your life, because people are working on themselves every day. People have flaws. People have stuff that matter to them. People are still working on themselves. People are not perfect, and there's a lot of things that people are looking for. And if this person does one thing, oh, you're immediately exited out. So it's like, don't, if you're trying to get into a relationship, or if you're talking to somebody, don't expect them to be the perfect person. Like, yeah, I understand giving people chances is not always like the best thing to do, but you got to understand, like, whatever you're looking for, whatever expectations you have, nobody's going to fit them. Nobody's going to fit those expectations that you have. It's a difference between knowing your worth and then having unrealistic expectations. Like I said, nobody's perfect. Everybody has flaws. So this is what you do. You see those person's flaws, and you got to work with them. Like, yeah, you just got to work with the person, man. And this is where the love comes in. People don't know what love is anymore, right? Love is supposed to be unconditional. We're supposed to love a person for who they are, not for what they have. But the world has changed now, so it is what it is. Like, you just gotta understand that. You gotta understand, a lot of people, they don't really care about you as a person. They only care about what you have or what you can provide for them. And it's very rare to see somebody who really cares about you for you. So what I'm gonna tell you is just to focus on yourself and just hope for the best. You know what I'm saying? A lot of your relationships are not gonna work out the way you want it to, but the only thing you can do is just learn from it. The only thing you can do is just try to be your best person, and the only thing you can do is just evolve. That's really all you can do. Um, and yeah, it's a sad truth, but it's true. Um, but you may get really lucky and find that person that's for you. You know what I'm saying? But don't expect things to be perfect. Like, if you really want something to work out, then actually work with the person. A lot of people, they would just run away from the situation. They're just run away from the person and try to run to somebody else, which is, it's whack, to be honest. But it's what it is, because I say it's whack because you always end up, whenever you run into a new person, it's never gonna work out. And you're gonna be like, oh, let me go back to the last person I was just messing with, and they're not gonna. The relationship is over with. Like, it's not gonna be the same. So yeah, all I'm gonna say is, you won't be confused when somebody likes you or not, just because a relationship is supposed to be genuine. And if it's not genuine, if you feel like you gotta force certain things on somebody, or it feels like you're putting in too much work, explain yourself first. And if they don't give you a proper explanation, or if they don't change to do better, just cut them off and leave them. And that's the best thing you can do for you.